I when I talked previously, and I'll now segue into, I guess, talking about Ukrainian issues. But when I was talking in previous streams about the observed shift in public focus away from Ukrainian issues towards Palestinian issues, and the idea that people seemed, for the protest class, seemed to only focus on one issue at a time, and that I'd picked this trend up by watching European sporting events and seeing from 2022 how the nature of the flags being waved changed. And suddenly the blue and yellow flags of Ukraine vanished almost completely to be replaced by people waving Palestinian flags. And how the push for Palestinian statehood isn't anything new. It comes and goes in cycles. The issue here is that this is not the first time protesters have disrupted a Vuelta España stage. Now, I don't watch the Vuelta España. I watch more the Giro and the Tour de France. But um, the third of the big classics, the third of the Grand Tours is the Vuelta, and they've already had one stage cut short, and or they've adjusted the finish line, and I think they did that once in the Tour de France as well. But in Spain, they've already had at least two in this one tour, which obviously causes nightmares for the organisers, causes issues for the riders. It's a safety issue, and I mean a time trial that's been shortened to half distance now becomes almost a sprint, I guess. Um, but because of pro-Palestinian protesters. And it's, well, yeah, if you keep disrupting the race, people are going to go home. Riders will go home. And that then raises the question about, well, what are you achieving with a protest? You're interrupting a major sporting event. Well, and it's a major sporting event. You're making, I mean, it's probably the least patronised of the three tours, of the three grand tours. It's just not helping attract viewers or eyeballs or interest and therefore money in the tour. So yeah, it's it's an issue. I mean, as I've already said, they've shortened. I mean, I knew they shortened the 11th stage. I didn't realise they'd shortened the 16th as well. But um, and I didn't realise that had protesters actually stopped the race at one point. It's frustrating. Now we're going to talk as we move forward, and you can see there's plenty of articles lined up about the problem of the rhetoric that is slinging around at the moment and the ideologies pushing it, and how I think there's been a turning point as such in the last couple of days. I mean, a turning point. Well, what happened to my VTuber then? Anyway, a turning point. Yeah, in many ways. But this is sad to see. And I mean, I doubt many of these people could even find Palestine on a map beforehand. It's just yeah, I mean, as the writers say, they're being caught in the middle of something that doesn't even really involve many of them. There is a team there that is sponsored um, the by Israel, but there's also teams in the Pro Tour who are sponsored by Arab countries, UAE Emirates. Yeah, I still think they're UAE Emirates. I think there's a couple of teams that might have Saudi sponsorship as well. I mean, the riders will go and ride the tours and the circuits where they can. And there's certainly early in the season they have. I think it's the Tour of Oman is one of the big races that's sort of like a build up. It might be the level below the Pro Tour, but basically where it's the feed in level to the top teams. They'll go and ride wherever. I mean, they ride the Australian Tour Down Under, they ride Tour of Langkawi, the World Tour I think is the name of that level. People will ride where there's an opportunity to ride. They want to compete. They want to be their sports people. They don't like the idea of having their events interrupted because of some protester who's protesting something that they didn't know about 2 years ago, but it's been going on for decades. So, yeah, we'll see. Um, and because it's an Australian article, it's talking about um, the Aussies writing, but yeah, kind of sad to see. Not just because I like watching um, the Grand Tours, but they're probably one of the few major sporting events where the general public can get so close to the competitors, and that's almost by design. And it'd be sad to see the tours disappear because a group of people couldn't control themselves.